All right, the term the GOAT gets thrown around all the time. Oh, who's the GOAT? Who's the GOAT? Who's the greatest of all time? Is it George St. Pierre? Is it Anderson Silva? Is it Demetrius Johnson? On and on and on. The reality is that more than likely the GOAT, which I hate as an expression. Muhammad Ali started that, by the way. He loved that. But the GOAT is probably Jon Bones Jones. Let's be honest. The record of this man is absolutely phenomenal. He dominated the light heavyweight division forever. He went through multiple generations of fighters, of champions, a who's who of the light heavyweight division. You cannot deny the greatness of Jon Jones. Now, granted, fair enough, outside of the octagon, not so great. Done a lot of stupid things, got himself in trouble. His clashes with the UFC and his trouble outside of the octagon are almost as legendary as what he did inside the octagon. You know, I mean, he got suspended and stripped of his belt on numerous occasions. I mean, you know, in a weird way, that's almost impressive. But anyway, he vacated the light heavyweight belt, as everybody knows, and said, I'm moving up to heavyweight. Okay, now, he bulked up. He said at the Hall of Fame ceremony right before he got arrested that he was now something like 260 pounds or something like that. So he's clearly put on a lot of muscle, but he's been away for a while. In fact, his last fight wasn't until the 5th of February, 2020. So now it's 2 years and a couple of months, okay? Jones is still a young man. 34 years old, but he needs to fight, okay? You want to make the most of your prime. Unfortunately, right now, Dana White came out and a lot of people are talking about it. It's being covered in the news, MMA sites. Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic for the interim title looks like it's happening. Now, of course, people are going to say, hold on, Francis is the champion. But as we know, Francis is injured. Even though he was just in a boxing ring at the weekend talking about fighting Tyson Fury, the man recently had surgery on his knee. He's going to be out for a year. And prior to that, he was out for almost a year before that when he became the interim champion. So it's the division's got to keep moving along. It really has. And in terms of Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic, there is not a better interim title fight that they could make. Because outside of Francis Ngannou, Stipe Miocic is the man. Potentially the greatest heavyweight that we've ever seen. That was the record that he had. People talked about that. He defended the belt more times than anyone. So he rightfully so deserves the label as the best heavyweight ever. Jon Jones, without a question, I don't care what you say. You can have an opinion on the GOAT stuff, but you cannot have an opinion that Jon Jones is the greatest light heavyweight that we've ever seen. That's a fact. And if you disagree, you are crazy. Hold on. What about the loss to Matt Hamill? I know. He got his ass kicked off Matt Hamill for elbowing him, the 12-6 elbows. Anyway, record of 26-1, 10 knockouts, 6 submissions, 10 decisions. And as I say, went through a generation. Now he's been away for a while. It's been over 2 years. He's got to come back. How's he going to do? Listen, the thing is, Jon does need to come back. Now we know he was asking for crazy money. No doubt. He's got a better contract. There's a reason why he's coming back to the octagon. And I hope he's got a fat contract. And no doubt he has. Against Stipe Miocic, this will set the heavyweight division on fire. It will capture the imagination. Now, his advisor, I think it's Richard Schaefer, his lawyer, said that he was offered a title fight, interim title, against Stipe Miocic, International Fight Week, UFC 276. He says that that's too soon, okay? All right, I have an issue with that. I don't mean an issue, but that's a little weird. You've been away for 2 years. You've been bulking up. You've been preparing for your heavyweight debut. We're only in April, May, June, July, 3 months. That's perfect. That is the perfect amount of time. But hey, listen, I don't know what's going on in Camp Jones. I don't know anything about those situations. No doubt he's got a reason for it, but probably wants to make sure he's in tip-top shape. Again, 3 months is perfect. Wants to come up with the game plan. 3 months is long enough. I don't know why he needs longer than 3 months. I'm trying to think of one. I'm trying to do the right thing by you, Jon, but I cannot think of a reason. International Fight Week. Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic for the interim heavyweight title of the world in Las Vegas. I mean, come on, sign me up right now. Listen, Jones is doing the right thing by coming back. Of course, you know, he had contract negotiations and all the rest of it, so he had some time off. But let me tell you, you don't stay young forever. He is in his prime. And the man is an athletic freak, and that's predominantly what has won him all of his fights. Of course, he's got great wrestling. The ground and pound is phenomenal when he gets on top of people. Striking's very good as well. Just got to keep those fingers tucked in, John. But no, the man's incredibly well-rounded. He's got a great gas tank, but he's very explosive. He's very tall. He's very long, and he knows how to use all of his tools. And the best thing about Jon is that he always comes with tremendous game plans. He beats them at their own game a lot of the time. Stipe Miocic, though, he's going to be coming back looking for redemption, okay? Just want to tell you about I Trust Capital. Listen, we've all heard about cryptocurrency, but now you can invest in cryptocurrency while saving for your retirement. With I Trust Capital, the platform is very, very easy to use. It only takes a few minutes to sign up, create an account. Setting up an IRA is free, and I Trust Capital's fees are low. And when you sign up, they're going to give you $100. Join the tens of thousands of people who are already investing in cryptocurrency using their retirement fund. With I Trust Capital, you get tax-free trading, no sign-up fees, no monthly fees, institutional cold storage security. And as I say, now you get $100 for free just by signing up at itrust.capital/Bisping, or click that link down there. Stipe Miocic is only 39 years old, so by heavyweight terms, that's not that old. I would say that he's still in his prime. The only reason you would say that he's not in his prime is because he took a punch from Francis Ngannou. But that's okay. There's not many people. I don't know if anyone can take a full-on flush punch from Francis Ngannou. Maybe Tyson Fury, but we never know. Maybe we'll see that one day. So Stipe lost to Tyson and then took some time out. Went back to regroup, spent some time with his family. The man had a sensational career, went on a 6-fight win streak at one point, defended the belt 3 times, more than anybody else in the history of the heavyweight division in the UFC. So clearly good stuff. Now, shocking thing is now, Jon Jones has come out as a -200 favourite over Stipe Miocic already. So that's going to offend Stipe a little bit. I mean, come on, can Stipe get a break? We got to put some respect on this man's name. The only problem is he is going up against the greatest of all time. There you go. I said it. Maybe that's Anderson Silva, steroids. Maybe it's Jon Jones, steroids. George St. Pierre, no steroids. Maybe it's George St. Pierre. I don't know. We can go on about it all day long.
All you motherfuckers are on steroids.
Who cares? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Stipe versus Jones. Do it in International Fight Week. Jon Jones, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, I'm a big fan. I love your work. I love the career that you've had. Come back, International Fight Week. That is the big one. That is the money show. That is going to have the most eyes, and the biggest fight, an interim title fight against Stipe Miocic. Now, Stipe is going to come into this one looking for respect. He's going to be mad. Now, let's break it down. Both very, very big men. Punching power. Gotta go with Stipe Miocic, I'm sorry. Even though Jones is going to bulk up, he was never the most powerful puncher. Of course, very effective, good kicks, good well-rounded skills, great gas tank, all the rest of it, fantastic athlete, but was never really known for that one-punch knockout power. We know for a fact that Stipe Miocic has that. Now, wrestling, okay, when we look at both of them, they can both wrestle. So, we'll say that's even. You know, Stipe is a very good wrestler. Jones, if he is as heavy as what he reports, it's going to be pretty close on that one as well. Jiu-jitsu, Jones has got more submissions than Stipe, but it's not really a jiu-jitsu match. Striking in general, we know Jones does like to use a lot of oblique kicks, push kicks, spinning kicks, round kicks, elbows and knees on the inside. So I'm going to give the striking advantage to Jon Jones. I just think he has a bigger variety of strikes that he uses. He uses all 8 limbs. Stipe is a good boxer, throws a few kicks. No doubt he's thrown a knee and an elbow at the time here and there, but he's not known for those knees and elbows. He's not known. He's known for his hands and his wrestling and for just being a tough bastard from Cleveland. Experience. I mean, they've both got experience at the top of the game. But Jon Jones, you cannot deny. I mean, it should be 27-0, let's be honest. Defended the belt God knows how many times. I can see it here on my computer, but it's going to take me a long time to read them. Experience, I'm going to give it to Jones. Pressure. Let's talk about that one, because the pressure can really determine whether or not a fighter has a good night or a bad night. They're both equally under a lot of pressure. For Stipe Miocic, he wants to come back. He wants to prove that he deserves the title of being the greatest heavyweight ever. Okay? He just got knocked out against Francis. He probably wants to beat Jon Jones, then call out Francis Ngannou for the rubber match, and if he can win that, go and retire and solidify himself as the best ever. Jon Jones, he's been away for 2 years. People have been talking. People saying that, oh, he's using contract negotiations so that he doesn't have to fight Francis, you know. And, oh, now Francis isn't here, he's coming back out, you know, he's going to fight Stipe. I don't buy any of that. I don't believe a man like Jon Jones that has fought as many times that he has, a man that's been in there with as many killers that he has, I don't believe he's scared. That is not the fact, you know, and certainly when you look at Francis, if you're Jon Jones, a man with a strategic mind that he has, he can see ways to beat him, he can out wrestle him, he can try and replicate what Stipe did the first time. So scared isn't a factor, but he does want to win back the respect of the community. Remember, those last few fights at light heavyweight, he struggled with the likes of Dominic Reyes and Thiago Santos. And in this sport of mixed martial arts, it's very much, what have you done for me lately? You know, fans, they can be very fair weather. They're quick to forget. You know, and rightly so. I get it. I say all the time, you're only as good as your last fight in mixed martial arts. And it's true. You know, I mean, when he was going through Rampage, when he was choking out Lyoto and Machida, Shogun Hua, Vito Belfort, Chael Sonnen, Gustafsson, DC, that was all years ago now. The DC fight, 5 years ago. Those Dominic Reyes and Thiago Santos fights, they're the ones that are fresh in the minds. The fight with Anthony Smith, you know what I mean? Kneed Anthony Smith in the face. Smith decided to continue the fight, so God bless him there. But again, it wasn't, you know, Anthony Smith is a tough guy. I'm not taking away from him. I love Anthony. We do the Believe You Me podcast. But it wasn't the biggest display of dominance from Jon Jones. Now, people say that Jones would always fight to the ability of his opponents. I don't know about that. That's disrespecting his opponents. But he's under a lot of pressure. He's under pressure to come back and show the world, listen, I took 2 years away, but I've reinvented myself. Okay, I've come back, I've put on muscle, you know, and I'm going to be the heavyweight champion of the world. That is what people expect, and that is why he is the favourite coming in at a minus 200 favourite. If you're outside of America, what that means is if you bet $100 on Jon Jones, you're going to win 200. So you'll end up with 300, 200 you win, your 100 stake. Sorry, some people aren't in America and they don't understand that system. Anyway, there it is, Jon Jones, Stipe Miocic, potentially for International Fight Week, UFC 276. Although Jones is saying that he needs longer, I don't know. You never know, we might see it yet. Anyway, hope you're all well. Subscribe, ring the bell. Thanks for supporting the channel. Lots of great videos coming your way real soon. Have a great day, everyone.